Good day, everyone. Today we're going to discuss about ethics of artificial intelligence. So, as we move towards civilization, we innovate machines and highly depend on them on our daily lives. These machines are powered with AI and raises ethical issues such that these machines could harm humans, or does these machines have moral status of themselves? And so we will discuss the issues that may arise in the future with AI, challenges that will ensure the safety use of AI as it approach human intelligence, and how we might assess that these AIs have moral status. So imagine in the future, a company uses an AI system that shortlists the candidates for job applications. The company insists that the AI evaluates fairly. However, older applicants tend to get less interview invitations than younger applicants. So a test was conducted with both qualified younger and older applicants, and the results show that younger applicants tend to get more accepted than the older, even though both are qualified. And so this is why AI algorithms play a crucial role in modern society. When we develop AIs or as programmers, the algorithm should be transparent to inspection, meaning to say that we humans should be able to predict what product the AI will produce. This will also allow us developers to easily debug the AI. Furthermore, when developing AI, especially in machine ethics, the machine should prioritize more the individual safety. An AI should inherit the social requirements when performing cognitive tasks previously performed by humans. Just like the example I gave earlier about AI system to shortlist the job applications, the AI should not be biased and should be able to evaluate fairly just like how humans do. Another desired feature of an AI algorithm is robust against manipulation. Take for example a metal detector. A person might be able to bring a gun inside of an establishment by hiding the gun in an object that the metal detector does not detect. Thus, this can lead to a serious problem and the establishment or security guard is to be blamed when something happens. And so society should be thinking about what the society should be thinking about when developing AI is the responsibility, transparency, auditability, incorruptibility, predictability, and other criteria that perform social functions as this AI is intended to replicate human judgment. And so this is where artificial general intelligence comes into play. This AI, or which they refer to as a real AI, possess cognitive abilities and can perform well from various domains. So unlike the other AI, such as the metal detector from earlier that can only perform or task is only detecting metals, this AI can perform in different tasks. So an example can be ChatGPT. ChatGPT can solve various problems and can provide you answers on different questions from different topics, solve math for you, and can even accommodate you on a level of human intelligence. The only difficult part of the artificial general intelligence is when it comes to ethics, is the predictability. This AI performs on wide tasks and various domains, thus it is hard to predict on the outcome of its calculations. While this AI can ease the lives of people, it can pose a serious problem if the algorithm is not developed properly.
Machines with moral status. So, as artificially intelligent machines come to arise, we now come to new dilemmas about how these systems could be highly probable candidates for having moral status, wherein it starts to relate itself to the moral status that the humans or us humans already have. So, someone with a moral status enables us to have moral reasons in treating them, as well as refraining them from other or treating them in some other ways. So there are questions concerning moral status which are important. So some are some include the disagreement about the moral status of the embryo in an abortion. Second is the moral status of different species of animals, specifically during animal experimentation or or treatment of animals in food industries. So, as far as the present is concerned, we know that AI systems have no moral status, and we can choose to modify, terminate, and delete computer data and instructions as we please. The moral status constraint that we have for contemporary AI or the current AI is currently or is our responsibilities towards other people. This these include our activities in social medias on how we treat or how we use social media to connect with other people, and we are not directly connecting with the systems themselves. Although it is agreed that current AI systems lack moral status, it is also still unclear what attributes considered as ground for moral status. So there are two criteria that are being proposed that links to possessing the moral status. This includes sentience, which is the capacity for phenomenal experience or qualia, which is the ability to experience or the capacity to feel pain. And the next is sapience or the capacities associated with higher intelligence, such as self-awareness and being a reason-responsive agent. Animals have sentience or the capacity for phenomenal experience. Therefore, they have some moral status. However, humans are the only being that have sapience, which gives them higher morality than other animals. This, however, then brings us to other cases like infants or people with mental retardation, which fails to satisfy the criteria for sapience. So, on the other hand, we also have some animals which have some elements of sapience, just like great apes. Now, with those two criteria, we can picture AI systems to have moral status if it has the capacity for qualia, or the ability to experience things. When an AI in its current self will obtain sentience, it is no longer just a machine. It becomes more like a living animal. And in addition to sentience, if artificial intelligence will also have sapience, or the intelligence similar to that of the human adult, then it will now have more full moral status, which is equivalent to that of human being. We can also express the underlying moral assessment in stronger form as a principle of non-discrimination. First being the principle of substrate non-discrimination, wherein if two beings have the same functionality and they only differ in their substate or of their implementation, then they have the same moral status. So this principle does not imply that a digital computer could be conscious or that it is the same as human being. Holding the functionalities constant, substrate does not make any moral difference whether a being has brain made out of semiconductors or neurotransmitters. So another principle that can be proposed from the fact that deliberate AI systems design is not fundamental to their moral status is the principle of ontogeny non-discrimination, wherein if two beings have the same functionality and they only differ in and they have the same consciousness and they only differ in how they can into existence, then they have the same moral status. If the first principle talks about the substrate of the being, this idea, on the other hand, relates to the creation of them, wherein any causal factors like family planning, assisted delivery, gamete selection, and more does not have any necessary implication that affects moral status of their progeny. This principle extends this reasoning to the case involving entirely artificial cognitive systems. In conclusion, if the principles of non-discrimination with regards to substrate and ontogeny are accepted, then many questions about how we ought to treat artificial mind can be answered by giving it the same moral principles that we humans use to determine our duties.
Machines with exotic properties. An artificial intellect might be constituted quite differently from a human intellect, yet still exhibit human-like behavior or possess behaviors that expose a normal indication of that of a person. And it might therefore be possible to conceive of an uh, artificial intellect that would be sapient and would perhaps be like of a person, yet would not be sentient or have conscious experience of any kind. Subjective rate of time. So this drastically deviates from the rate that is characteristic of a biological human brain. So this is true with AI because AI is operating in a machine that is capable of processing information in a quite faster or relatively fast from that of a human. And next is uploading, which is the transfer of human or animal intellect from its organic brain into a digital computer. So this enables us to transfer human and animal intelligence from an original organic brain onto a digital computer. For example, the brain might be vitrified and dissected into thin slices and then can be scanned using some form of high throughput microscopy combined with automated image recognition. So this brings us to a couple of questions like how this procedure will one day become technologically feasible. And considering it produced computer program exhibiting roughly the same personality, the same memories, and the same thinking pattern of the original brain, would this program be sentient? And would the upload be the same person as the individual's brain was disassembled in the uploading process? So subjective time is not the same as subject's estimate or perception of how fast the time flows. So human beings are often mistaken about the flow of time. We may believe it is 1 o'clock or it is a certain hour, when in fact it is not. Another example also is a stimulant drug might cause our thoughts to race, making it seem as though more subjective time has elapsed than it actually is. So a principle relating subjective time as the normatively more fundamental notion is the principle of subjective rate of time. In cases where the duration of an experience is of basic normative significance, it is the experience's subjective duration that counts. So one important set of exotic properties of artificial intelligence relates to reproduction. So human reproduction through natural process has no attributes that will be applicable in context of reproducing a machine intelligence. So given access to computer hardware, an AI could duplicate itself very quickly in no more time than it takes to make a copy of AI software. In short, this tells us that AI could grow exponentially at an extremely rapid rate.
Imagine an entity smarter than all the smartest humans to ever live, combined. Creativity that surpasses the most creative human. Learning at a speed no one has ever done or will ever touch. And knowledge equal to millions of people, nations, or even the whole world combined. This is super intelligence, a construct in artificial intelligence of having something that possesses the extremes of analytical thinking, knowledge, and any aspect under intelligence in general. It is so smart. So, if you had a machine that increased your IQ, it would be bound to occur to you what once you became smart enough, you would try to design a more powerful version of the machine. So this begs the questions. If this supposed super intelligence is the smartest, who else can improve itself rather than itself? It's like a recursive thinking that each time it gets better, it will also try to improve itself. So this also poses the question, what exactly produces super intelligence? Is it improving processing speed? If a human mind were accelerated in this way, a subjected year of thinking could be accomplished in 31 physical seconds. This concept of a mind that thinks like a human but much faster is referred to as weak superintelligence. A mind that thinks like a human but much faster. Take for example, students, two students, one quick and agile in answering questions, yet superficial, but another one who is known for their thorough and analytical approach, slower but more comprehensive. It would occur to you that once a teacher poses a question, student A will definitely answer first, or fast, such as referring to improving the processing speed. Yet student B will always definitely have a better answer than student A. And it is because intelligence is not based on speed, But true intelligence is the ability to understand complex concepts, or it is the capacity to understand. Remember, any fool can know, but the point is to understand. Moving on. Let's talk about metaphors involving superintelligence that can help us visualize what superintelligence can do. The first one is the difference of individual intelligence between humans. Basically, the gap on how it's better than human in any action that requires intelligence, like how AIs can patent new inventions, publish groundbreaking research papers, or make big money in the stock market. The second metaphor will actualize the differences between the past and present human civilizations, such as the capabilities of producing flying cars, as what people have said that the generation will make today in the 90s, or how people today would say that AI would rule the world in the next 30 years, or finding the cure to cancer or interspace travel. And finally, the last one is the intrinsic difference of brain architecture between humans and other biological organisms. Like imagine running a dog mind at a very high speed. Would 1,000 doggy years add up to any human insight? Think about it. Do you think 1,000 years of a dog's mind would eventually reach human cognition or insight? No, right? So the changes of cognitive architecture might produce insights that no human mind would be able to find. That is what AI could offer, something that we have never thought about or even discovered. So, what are what exactly does the future of AI have? Honestly, it has two sides. On the extreme side, it could present an existential risk, where an adverse outcome with super intelligent AI would either annihilate humans in general or drastically curtail its potential. Or, on the good side, it could take us to greater heights, to super intelligent AI that could preserve our human lives, to make us live longer and do less work. So, with that, let us dive deep into what these futures are. But we humans tend to think on the positive side, or what we call good story bias, such as how the hero always prevails against the villain in movies. So, this leads to affecting our intuitions about future scenarios involving superintelligent AI. This impact could lead to overestimation of dramatic scenarios, such as what I said before. So, this also begs the question in what I said previously, will AIs be good or evil? Yet, this is flawed thinking. We should rather talk about the design of AI, right? Let's dive deep into that. So, with that, we wonder, can we control it, AI? Can we control it to not eliminate us humans and rather take us to greater heights? Yet, it is inherently impossible to control intelligence. Yet, we can try to perfect its initial mind design. So, with that, how do we make a good design? Let's take Mahatma Gandhi, for example. In relation to this AI design, Gandhi has a sincere desire not to kill people, and he would not knowingly take a pill to cause harm. But if he wants to kill people, then he'll kill. But because he had a sincere desire not to kill people, he will not kill. In essence and in gist, so if we have an initial choice of mind design, it will definitely have lasting effects, meaning good AI designs will produce good outcomes, and bad AI designs will produce bad outcomes. If we initially design an AI to benefit us humans, then we will not have to worry about it going astray or leading us to annihilate people. And that is a step forward in creation of good AI. Yet, let us remember, through advancement and modification, there are always sacrifices, as what Earth has gone through to accommodate us humans. So, like humans throughout the years who shaped the Earth, through deforestation, reclamation, which one thing led to another is now global warming. With that, how can we be ethical with super intelligent AI? As a more powerful intelligence could have correspondingly larger consequences. As how animals really just lived in harmony before us humans, before a more intelligent being. So how can we be sure that AI would not be another example of humans as what it did to Earth? So this begs the big question. How do you build an AI that when it executes, it becomes more ethical than you? In the sense of superintelligence, how can we create an ethically superior AI, given that humans always struggle with ethical boundaries, and it is ever changing? Such as in ancient times, slavery was okay, today it was not. Segregation in America before was okay, and today it's not. You know, it really begs the question that if we can build a more superior AI, being less superior, how is it achievable? Maybe if we could do this, it could also solve the trolley problem in a sense. In essence, given on how humans struggle to even define ethics, where do we even start defining this AI's ethical boundaries if we ourselves cannot establish absolute rules in ethics? With that, we close our RVP on artificial intelligence. Thank you and God bless.